Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We have some breaking news for you, and this deals with the tragic Michael Vaughn case. It is State of Idaho versus Stacy James Wondra. There has been a jury trial date that has been scheduled per a notice of hearing that was filed onto the public docket. It's a copy of the notice of hearing with details of the jury trial and two proceedings leading up to the jury trial are available for you to review on the community page of our YouTube channel, and there is a link in the description to this podcast episode. This notice of hearing tells us that notice is given that this case is set for a status conference, and that will occur on June 2nd, 2026 at 9 a.m. before the judicial officer, Judge Brent L. Whiting. Then, 2 months and 2 days later, there is a pretrial conference, and that is scheduled for August 4th, 2026 at 9 a.m. and again before Judge Whiting. And then finally, the jury trial that's set for September 14th, 2026, commencing at 8:30 a.m., also before Judge Whiting, and that is scheduled to proceed through October 16th, 2026. This is at the Payette County State Courthouse in Payette, Idaho. Now, what is the purpose of this second item that's scheduled, the pretrial conference? This appears to be the final pretrial conference. Sometimes courts will schedule a couple of them, but right now there's just one. And this is typically when the parties will meet before the court, and there may be discussions. If there's anything that the parties need to bring to the court's attention that might delay the trial from proceeding, things of that nature. It's preparation for trial. It's why it's called the pretrial conference. And then ultimately, everything is leading to the 14th of September, 2026, with the commencement of the jury trial. And this is when selected members of the public who are called to serve on this jury will be seated, will sit in judgment, and watch and listen as the state of Idaho presents its evidence in the open and public courtroom of Judge Whiting in Payette County and decide whether or not the state has met its very high burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And that is beyond a reasonable doubt evidentiary standard, the highest that there is in our country. By way of background, crimes that have been charged occurred back in 2021. And for a few years, there was some thought that the case might go cold until the summer of 2025, when an affidavit of probable cause was entered against Mr. Wondra. He's been incarcerated in the county jail in Payette County since last year. He is, of course, just like anyone else who's been charged with a crime in this country, considered not guilty until or unless he either pleads guilty or is adjudicated guilty at this future jury trial. We will continue to keep you posted as further developments arise. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.